Peace, everyone. Good morning. This is Angela Jordan Perry with United Community of Homeschoolers Unlimited. I am the owner, director, and administrator of this Option 3 Accountability Association here in the state of South Carolina. And so basically what all that means is that I give families in the state of South Carolina legal rights to homeschool their children. There are some other things that's required to do so in the state of South Carolina, but the main thing is, of course, the biggest thing to be able to homeschool in South Carolina is to have a GED or higher. And then after that, we can get this, the conversation going about homeschooling in the state. But today I want to talk to you about portfolios. Under the Option 3 law, one of the requirements of the many things that are required is to maintain a portfolio for your children. And I have been asked what exactly goes into the portfolio, who gets the portfolio, what should it look like, etc. So we're going to talk about that today. So before I do, let me let you know a little bit about myself. I am also a homeschooling mom of 8 children for 19 years. 3 of whom I have already graduated out of homeschool. They homeschooled their whole life, except for one. She went to public school 1 year in Virginia, and that was enough for us to know that that is not an option for us. Although I think about it often, and then I just realized, again, that's not for us, public school. But so I've been homeschooling for 19 years, 8 children, 5 of whom I'm still homeschooling. We make our home in the northwestern part of the state of South Carolina, which is in Campobello. Okay, so we are small farmers. We have chickens. You might hear some there in the front, and they may make some noise while I'm doing this recording, but we have chickens, guinea hens, goats, what else? Dogs, and we usually keep a steer on here as well. So that's just a little bit about me. Besides that, my purpose-driven life is to make a positive impact on thousands of homeschoolers worldwide. I start that process right here, supporting and serving the homeschool community here in South Carolina. Okay, so let's jump into this, your portfolio. So part of the law, as I mentioned, of many things that's required under the Option 3 law, one of which is to maintain a portfolio. And a portfolio basically is a showcasing of your children's work and academic strengths or challenges that they have had in that school year. Now, under the Option 3 law, you are required to homeschool in 5 major subjects: math, science, social studies, reading, and writing. Once you're 7th grade to 12th grade, you add in literature and composition, okay? Now, you also can have electives, additional courses that are outside of those main required subjects. And at any time you have questions, please ask them down below and I will answer them or come back and reply. It'll be my delight to do that. But in your portfolio, you are going to, like I say, showcase that. Another thing I keep in the portfolio is the attendance record. So our attendance record is really simple. If you can see this, I basically, how many days are left? We get a sheet of paper and we draw 180 boxes. And once we finish one, we mark it out and put the date in which we finish. And this gives us a quick view of how many we have left. So you can see this student here has just about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 days left of homeschooling till she reached 180 days. So literally is 1 through 180. And now for students, some students, you should give them the responsibility of maintaining their own attendance records. At a certain age, they should be able to mark this out, put the date in, what they did, etc. Now, the portfolio, I do something really simple. Everyone does something completely different. The law doesn't indicate what it needs to look like. It just said maintain a portfolio. Some families would do it all electronically. I have some families in my association who keep their portfolio electronically online in an Excel spreadsheet or in a Google Docs. And so they basically, and that's a great way as well. And if I get really mindful of that, I may start doing it electronically because number one, in Google Drive is going to save it and you can get to it at any time from any computer. Number two, it cuts down on all the paperwork. You don't have to have all these binders and what have you and papers. So you basically will scan your students' work and just load it into the Google Docs. It's a great idea. So, but we keep a binder, a 3-ring binder. We have different tabs. And in the tabs, maybe math, science, social studies, math, science, social studies, reading, and writing, okay? And those are the tabs that will be in there. And all you have to do is keep some samples of their best work under math. Maybe you want to showcase their tests. Maybe you want to showcase some things that you've been working on for a good long time, maybe multiplication, and it has taken them forever to get it, and they did a multiplication test and scored well on it. Maybe some of their writings, you choose their writings, maybe some journal entries. If they're elementary, you do journal writing or practice writing or what have you. When they're upper age, maybe they do essay writings, and you want to pull some of their best work and showcase it. You put it in that area of writing. Same with social studies in each subject. You're basically going to show just a few elements of what they've been doing through that year. You can do it a first semester's worth of adding into the portfolio and then the second semester worth of adding into portfolio. The beautiful thing is you get to choose. If they're kindergarten, you know, maybe they're coloring, maybe they're whatever they're doing. Again, you're just going to showcase some of their work, and it's just that simple. So who gets this portfolio? No one gets it. For my association, I do not require that you turn that in to me at all. There are some associations in the state that require to see it, go through it, and what have you. The purpose of it as well is if your child were to go and be integrated back into public school, then you can show them something of what you've been working on through the year. Okay, maybe a few, maybe you choose 5, maybe you choose 10. It's up to you how many elements of that subject that you choose to put into the portfolio. Again, it's to showcase what the child has been learning and doing and their progresses. Maybe you put in there their first multiplication test and they didn't do so well on it. And then by the next semester, you do another multiplication test and they do exquisite on it. Then you may want to put both of those in there. How long do you keep these? This has always been a great question. So many directors, myself and other directors, we talk about this. Again, the law doesn't indicate how long you keep a portfolio. It just says to keep it. So we always say a rule of thumb is at least 3 years. Keep your portfolio for at least 3 years. Once you're done, toss it out. Just stack them up, label them, what grade, what child's name, and the year that this portfolio is for. And once you pass that 3 years, toss it out. No need to keep it. Me personally, I have kept so much stuff, but now since I'm going down into a minimalist mindset, I'm throwing out a lot of stuff. I usually would keep kindergarten or preschool all the way to 12th grade. And what I've done is once they graduated, asked them, what do you want to keep? And they say, Mom, I don't want any of it. And it just broke my heart because they didn't want any of that. And so I just threw it all out. And so I realized that things like that is more sentimental to us than it is to our kids. They really don't care. They're done with it. They're ready to move on to the next phase of life. I thought it would be cute to look back at their kindergarten to see how they were writing, and maybe they want to show their kids how they wrote in kindergarten. Nah, not one of them. The 3 who have graduated, not interested. So that's the purpose of the portfolio. Who do you turn it into? No one. You keep it for your records. What should they look like? I gave you a sample example of that, just something simple. You can even keep it in a manila folder if you'd like. And you can label manila folders, math, science, social studies, writing, reading, literature, composition, and have the child's name on each of those manila folders, and you just keep and insert paperwork into the folders. You could do that. What should you have in them? And I explained that. So there you go. If you have any other questions, let me know, but that's a basic portfolio. If you're not with my associations, but you follow me here, then be sure to ask your association director, what do they want to see in your portfolio and any suggestions they may have. Each of us are different. Each of us have different requirements, and some, like I said, require that you turn them in so that they can see them and approve them. For me personally, I say, listen, you're an adult, make sure you maintain what the law is indicating under option 3. But if you have any questions, do not hesitate to let me know. So very good question that I was asked about this week, and there you go. Let me know if you have any questions. If you'd like to speak with me directly and have a 15-minute chat by phone, be sure to hit the blue book it button here on Facebook. If you're looking at this on YouTube, then go over to Facebook. You can hit the blue book it button. Actually, I will go ahead and put in my virtual calendar there so that you can choose a time and date that works for you. Okay, so again, my delight to serve you. My name is Angela Jordan Perry. You can find me on YouTube at Angela Jordan Perry UCHU. That stands for United Community of Homeschoolers Unlimited. On Facebook at United Community of Homeschoolers Unlimited, and then a lot of other resources as well on my website at www.uchunlimited.com. All right, peace everyone. Take care. Have a great day. Happy homeschooling.